What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Tori Amos, and we're returning to the regular Tori journey, though I am excited for next holiday season, however far away it may be, given that we have a holiday album from Tori in the arsenal now. Nevertheless, we're going back to Boys for Pele, 1996, and the next tune is Agent Orange. So, of course, as a historian, I can't help but think of the chemical defoliant, which was used as a chemical weapon in the Vietnam War, or the war that expanded certainly beyond the territorial borders of Vietnam, the Indochina Wars, as they are sometimes called. Nevertheless, I would expect, even if there is a specific reference in that regard, for it to function on multiple levels, to maybe serve as a metaphor for something that incinerates or deforest a connection or situation between people. So, as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if there's multiple meanings afoot. Let's give it a listen and see what I can catch. This is Tori Amos. The tune is Agent Orange, and it's from her 1996 album Boys for Pele.
Gotta tell you what I heard from Agent Orange, Mr. Suntan, Mr. Happy Man, Mr. I know the girls on all the world tours, Mr. Agent, yes, he's my favorite. And they don't understand, he's got palm oil fans. Yes, he's down and there and everywhere. He's good to be that underwater city where she swims and swims.
Oh, well, that was quite short. So, okay, I think we are actually referring to a person, which I suppose agent, I could have thought of that interpretation, but because I'm a historian, my brain goes to a different place. And I don't necessarily see this as metaphorical. It certainly seems like Agent Orange is interested in women in all different places, and I'm not quite sure what the attitude of the narrator is toward him, though it seems, if not overwhelmingly positive, it certainly seems intrigued by, interested in, impressed by this Agent Orange, and we get a sense of, what was it, his palm oil hands? So I don't quite know how to read that, which does feel like a metaphor, but I enjoy the tempo shifting. It sort of goes along at a pace, and then she starts marching with her vocal delivery, another very dynamic vocal performance. It's sweet and flowing, then she has some extensions with vibrato, and then she slows things down and once again gives you a bit of that like breathy delivery, which I very much associate with her now. So yeah, very dynamic vocal performance, but even the tempos, the rhythms of the tune, they ebb and they flow, they come to a halt and then they flow again. So I enjoy the dynamic nature overall, not just her vocal performance, but rhythmically and in terms of the tempo of the track. And yeah, again, I don't quite know what to make of this guy. It is interesting though, like, you know, I've lived in California my whole life, but my parents, or my mom's family anyway, they come from New Jersey. And so growing up, she always said orange, like as if there's an A at the front of the word. I've kind of trained, and that's the way I used to say it, but I've sort of trained myself over time to say orange because it begins with an O. But I feel like when she said the title, I think she did say Agent Orange, which I notice more because, again, like that's how I heard it growing up. And then I remember, you know, friends of mine in school were like, oh, you say that word weird. And like horrible, which is, again, like an East Coast thing, whereas I say horrible now. So yeah, maybe I'm wrong about that, but it sounds like she did say the word orange with a bit of an East Coast pronunciation. In any case, I do wonder what might be behind the song. Once again, I do remember when I began the album, people mentioned, it's her lyrics are often poetic and a bit cryptic anyway, and I guess this album is especially so in that regard. I think someone literally said, like, good luck trying to figure out what any of these songs are about. So I don't necessarily expect there to be a definitive answer, but I am certainly curious if the bits that I did catch are, characterizing this individual who goes down and all around and is apparently very engaged with women. So, yeah, a shorter one. As a result, I'll try to come back sooner rather than later for the next track in the album. Again, I'm happy to get back to the regular Tori deep dive. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.